It's enough, I think. It's enough, I think.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Green Live Stream. I am your host, Edie Yarndell. Good to have you here. I'm here with Mr. Scott Free.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming in tonight. And we have as our special guest, Marlon Duran, who I know actually he was hanging out with me in 2024 for the Jill Stein campaign. But now he is running for U.S. House in Texas in District 28. So welcome, Marlon.
Hi, Scott and Edie.
Hey.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a great pleasure. And, like y'all said, I'm running for Congress in District 28 in Texas against Democrat incumbent Henry Cuellar.
Yes.
So why is he particularly atrocious?
Well,
Good
we all know that Democrats are terrible. They don't fight for working people.
No.
But he is probably the worst because most Democrats, they pretend to be progressive, to fight for working people.
Yeah.
They give lip service to that. He doesn't even do that. He is a proud, unapologetic right-wing Democrat. He is pro-ICE, pro-border militarization. He voted to fund DHS, even though we here, especially in the border, don't like ICE or DHS. We want to abolish them. Our communities are devastated by them. We are an area that is 90% Latinx. We're one of the lowest income areas in the country. And everyone has friends or family that are undocumented. I myself was undocumented until the age of 15. Okay. So I know the fear that people have when we see Border Patrol or ICE, So it's very important that we defeat him. He's also, if I'm not mistaken, the only anti-choice Democratic incumbent in Congress.
Oh my God.
A few years ago, when this young lawyer named Jessica Cisneros tried to challenge him in a Democratic primary, Pelosi came down and stumped for him. And, this is another example of the Democratic Party, supporting anti-choice and not fighting for abortion.
Right.
We all know that they had 50 years, half a century to put abortion rights into federal law, but they didn't do that. They just fundraised until Roe fell. And this is indicative of how much they don't care about choice and reproductive justice, and our party does. Another thing is that Henry Cuellar has taken so much money from AIPAC and Israel, and he says he wants to protect unborn children, but he's okay with voting for billions of dollars for Israel to bomb and murder thousands of innocent Palestinian children. Yep. So we really need to take him out. And I think that because he's so unapologetically and arrogantly right-wing, we have the best chance to do that of all the races in Texas, maybe even the nation, because our campaign provides a clear leftist progressive choice for working people.
Absolutely.
Very well said.
Yes.
I wanted to talk about, what would make it better as far as Border Patrol and all that. I mean, just reading about it, I don't live there, so I mean, this is a perfect opportunity to talk about what it's like to be there. I mean, what I've read is that the investment that we're making is just in policing and punishment and detention instead of judges and process and paperwork. Is that right?
Yeah, that is very true. And I can speak about it not only because I've lived here the majority of my life, but because I was an immigrant, and so all these things affected me growing up. So it was in the early 90s with NAFTA, which Clinton and the Democrats helped pass. destroyed the Mexican economy. Farmers couldn't compete with, cheap corn from the US. So a lot of people lost their livelihood and they became economic refugees. And so I came to the US when I was about 5 years old. And I'm lucky because my mom was a US citizen born in East Chicago, Indiana, which is near where y'all are at.
Yeah, yes.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And she went when she was 13 to live with her grandma in Mexico. And then she met my dad. He was a US resident because his dad, my grandpa, was born in Arizona.
Okay.
Went in the early 20th century to be a bracero. So I have ties to both sides of the border. But unfortunately, because of a law that was passed, I didn't get US citizenship at birth. And so when I first came to this country, I was undocumented.
Okay.
And I felt the fear, of seeing Border Patrol, of being maybe deported, taken away from my family. There was a small chance, but there was still a chance. I remember when I was in the 3rd grade, we went on a school trip to the Tower of the Americas in San Antonio. And, if here in the borderlands, we are trapped, there are checkpoints that you have to pass to go north. So there's a checkpoint in Falfurrias, Texas. And I remember passing that and being afraid that Border Patrol would come on the bus and ask us for our ID. So
Wow.
I want to say it was for a very long time, the border was very relaxed. Before 9/11, the Border Patrol didn't ask for people's IDs. They just asked, "Are you a U.S. citizen?" And it was very open. And after 9/11, all that changed. We couldn't go visit family in Mexico. We used to go on Christmas, but because of the increased security, we were afraid that that they would find me and my sister's immigration status.
Wow.
But then when we were 15, we got citizenship finally. And the thing about the border is that it's one of the safest areas in the country. There's not crime. Most drugs that come into the country are smuggled in by U.S. citizens at the points of entry, not by immigrants. And we've seen this massive building up of ICE, of DHS, both under Democratic and Republican administrations. We've seen the deportations. Obama built the cages that Trump used to keep children in, and so there's been an massive buildup of militarization, and we in the border, we don't like it. It's very restrictive. The border wall is a waste of billions of dollars that cut off access to the Rio Grande River for our people, but also for our wildlife.
Yeah.
So we don't need it. We don't want it. And yeah, if I get elected, I will work to abolish ICE and DHS, bring things back to the way they were before 9/11, and also to tear down the border wall. We need to be more open, and we also need to take in people because when people come here, it's because we have destroyed their countries. Our empire, our military, and our foreign policy has destroyed other nations militarily or economically or both.
Right.
And so people are fleeing poverty that our empire caused. And so how can we not accept them? And and right now we're in a very scary moment that we have gone to because we've elected fascist Democrats and Republicans. And so we really need to finally wake up and break the two-party system.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. And we were talking how on Breonna Joy Gray, she had Anthony Aguilar on, and she was the first that we were waiting for people to say this, but she said there's a green wave.
Great wave coming.
And I think that that's going to be so important because I think the Green Party just gets ignored. Well, I mean, obviously it's more purposeful than ignored, but to the public, they don't know about us. So the fact that now Green Party itself is going to start getting through the internet, not so much mainstream, but through the internet, people are going to recognize it, say, wow, things are happening. And I think that's going to help every person's campaign. I really believe that.
Yeah. And so many
Yeah,
people are running, they say we disappear between presidential elections.
that's
so I'm
not
like,
true.
well, here we are, baby.
Right.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think not only the Green Party, but all their other leftist parties like PSL and some regional ones, I think we're poised more than ever to break the duopoly.
Yeah.
Have you been working with local third parties? I think he froze.
Oh, yeah.
Local third
yes.
parties and maybe DSA, PSL, any or other organizations. That's what we're trying to accomplish here in Illinois.
Yes. So I was a member of DSL. DSA for many years.
Okay.
And so I have a lot of comrades in DSA.
Excellent.
And then I have comrades in PSL locally.
Nice.
And I myself have been involved with the Green Party here locally in Texas since after the 2020 election. When Bernie ran in 2016, everyone thought, okay, let's move the Democratic Party left, but they rigged the primary against him.
Yep.
So I voted for Jill proudly in 2016. In 2020, I remember in 2012, when the first time I could vote in the presidential election, I agonized about voting for her or Obama. And I voted for Obama, but it's one of the biggest regrets of my life. I really wish I voted for her.
Yeah.
But in 2020, we thought, okay, let's give it another try. But after that, after I saw the Democratic Party again rig the primary against Bernie, I realized, okay, I'm not gonna be part of this party.
Right.
And I voted for Howie.
Okay.
But yeah, voting for Democrats is not the lesser evil. It's not harm reduction.
No.
They keep funding ICE, which is kidnapping and murdering people now.
Right.
They keep funding the military. They keep giving money to Israel. Democrats believe in universal health care for Israelis, not for people here in the U.S.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they had control of, for 2 years, they have control of the presidency and both houses of Congress, and they didn't raise the minimum wage.
Right.
They didn't put abortion rights into federal law.
Right.
They didn't give paid family leave. They didn't do anything for working people. But of course, they were able to increase funding for ICE to record-breaking levels, more than Trump. Yep. They were able to keep giving money to Israel and fund their genocide.
Yeah.
And increase defense spending. So we really need to. I really think after the 2024 election, a lot of people realized that that the whole thing about Trump winning, being afraid of that, I think the illusion broke, and people realized it's the same thing. And Kamala Harris, she was okay. It was better. She would rather Trump win than even say she would stop the genocide in Israel.
Yep. Yeah. What's up? You say, Scott? Never forget the Democrats chose Trump and genocide over no Trump and no genocide.
Right. Yeah, and they had the polling. They fully understood the situation. They were not fooled by Trump winning at all. They had the internal polling. And they also had the internal polling that said the number one reason was genocide.
Yeah. And I'd like to ask, they always ask, where's Jill Stein? Where's Kamala Harris on her book tour?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, Jill campaigned to stop the genocide even after the election.
Yeah,
Of
still
And
is.
if
course,
you-
still
yes,
is.
no, but
Yep.
Kamala just went on a book tour,
Right.
And
And
the
scold at
entitlement-
people for asking hard questions that are a thing in California.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
ask me about that. I didn't win, so it's your fault.
The impunity for elites is a bipartisan position.
Wow.
And
Democrats,
multicultural.
yes.
Ooh.
Democrats, like Republicans, don't believe in holding their leaders accountable for anything,
Nope.
and we see the result of that in unfortunately the Epstein files.
Right.
That there's no accountability on any level for the rich and the privileged and the powerful. But there's the harshest punishment and incarceration for the poor and people of color and immigrants. Locking them up, and you have Ghislaine Maxwell. She has better conditions than a 5-year-old in immigration detention.
Right.
So it's really at the rot is to the core of this two-party system, and we need to tear it down.
Yeah.
I mean, if people need to realize the Epstein files got released recently, think about how long they've been around, folks. How many years they've been around with that unredacted information and did nothing. Nothing. Neither administration's Department of Justice did anything.
Well, I think we know why.
I know. But
because they're all in it.
Right. They're all in it. Exactly. There you go. Right.
It's so disgusting, that 8 years of Clinton, 8 years of Obama, 4 years of Biden, and in all that time, they didn't arrest any single person in the Epstein files, even though there's so much evidence that they had, and it points to the problem of the Democratic Party being morally rotten to the core.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and these young people, they've been playing this game for as long as I can remember. The Democrats won't do anything, but then they'll start bringing people in that look like the demographic that you would support. Like, I think it started with women, and then it was people of color, and now it's Palestinians or LGBTQ. Right. I got lost in that one. Sorry.
That's okay. We forgive you.
The acronyms always.
Don't worry.
I'm a bad acronym person. But you know what I mean. Like, so what they do is they bring them in, but they're still the elite. Or if you're not the elite, you either play the game or they get rid of you. That's it.
Right.
Like,
that's we're gonna.
And the people that are running now, they're getting these wonderful young Palestinian, especially women, to run. Well, every connection you make, all the money you raise, everything, when you lose, because more than likely you will, because they're going to back the other person, all that goes to the people that murdered your family.
Right.
Oh my God, I didn't think about that. Wow.
Yeah.
Scott and I talk about this a lot.
Right. I know these people, they still want to cling to a Democrat, and because they say incredibly progressive things, and they don't take any AIPAC money. The money you're sending to them goes to the Democratic Party to continue the murders. So I just get really upset. And, it's not a coincidence that a whole bunch of Arab Muslims are running for office in the Democratic Party. That's part of their campaign to try to move away from the fact that they're all murderers. That's what it is.
Don't listen, Kitty. This is serious language.
I know. Sorry.
Oh, he can handle it.
Okay.
Who's your kitty?
His name is Fiero. He's
hey.
my life. I love him so much. But
I
just
want to add one thing that just, there's a video floating around today. Again, I'm not going to describe it because I'll start crying. It involves children. And they said it's verified in the Epstein files. And it's so horrific. And how can these people, financial crimes are terrible, financial corruption and grabbing millions and doing all that stuff to get rich. Okay, that's bad. It's bad. This shit is like, you didn't speak out. You guys had this stuff and you didn't speak out. These children are, it's just the most unbelievable thing, just on a moral level. On a morality level, that's why I keep saying these politicians are psychopaths. They
Mhm.
truly are, because they just turned a blind eye to this. The worst shit you've ever seen in your life. Stuff you wouldn't have even imagined existed. We are seeing in these files. And they're like, everything is fine. I'm going to go vote for my little bill and
I'm
have
gonna
my little dinner.
be on the airplane, and
Yep.
you know,
I mean, these people are sick. Dear.
Yeah, they are psychopaths. I agree with you, Scott.
Oh,
Um, and the thing is that, you know, we we need to we need to change the country. I think we need to become a new nation,
yes.
and we need to tear it all down and build
Yep.
it back up. Have a constitutional convention,
Yep.
because the system, and I think people are realizing with the release of the Epstein files, the system itself has caused this. It rewards the most evil, psychopathic, heartless people.
Yeah.
And you know, like these billionaires, they do the most horrible things. So I think people are realizing the problem is the system. It's capitalism.
Mhm.
We need to abolish billionaires, you know, because
Right.
if there's vast disparities in wealth, trafficking is going to happen. It's sad,
Yeah.
but it's true, you know. If someone can pay for horrible things, then they'll get that.
Yep.
Yeah, it shows their character, and you know what's the saying? Money corrupts, and power corrupts. Like absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Right. Right.
And that's what they have.
Exactly.
They're corrupted, and like Anthony says, they're compromised. He was talking about there's another ICE bill supposed to be voted on coming up,
Okay.
and they're all going to vote for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like they have completely. I mean, if you didn't think so before, now you see that they don't care what we think. They have no shits left to give.
Right. And I think it's important for people to understand the path that happens for somebody to become a successful politician. There is a path of corruption there. They pick specific people a lot of times because they've already compromised them. They've already brought them to a party, videotaped them having sex with children, and then boom, those are the candidates that they promote to the very, very top.
In the Democratic and Republican Party.
In both parties. In both parties.
Yeah,
And that's
not-
just one
not in the Green
example.
Party.
That's just one example. Correct. Well, we are yet to be in Congress, but this is going to change in 2026.
Yes, it will.
Yes.
And you know, I'm very excited about 2026. I'm sure you all know that Butch Ware, his polls are up.
Yes.
And he, I think he'll make it to the top two, and then he'll win the governorship.
Yeah.
And also you have people like Shama Sawant,
Yes.
in Washington.
Yes.
Billionaires poured millions of dollars to get her out of there. They couldn't do it. She got the $15 minimum wage passed.
Right.
And I really think she's never lost a race. So I really think she will win her seat. And I think a lot of Green Party candidates and other leftist candidates will win. And we will finally begin turning all these messes around.
Yep.
Absolutely.
No, there's no doubt the polling of Butch Ware was the most exciting thing I've seen, because when you see the poll, even though, okay, he went from 2 to 5, that is tremendous. That is an incredible.
In a month.
And this is early on. Early on. And I'm telling you, they're not going to be able to stop it once, you know, the green tsunami hits. They're not going to stop it. They're not.
Yeah, we're calling it green tsunami. We don't like waves.
Tsunami. Tidal wave, destroy it all.
Yeah, because we kind of just want to break it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah, and he's been doing rap videos, and he's been releasing these incredible, like just 30-second, basically talking about one issue, telling you why it's bad, telling you what he'd do, and then 30 seconds. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
So we're going to be working on that here. Griselda Romero is our governor candidate, endorsed now, along with me as her running mate. And we are planning our listening tour. So we're going to be traveling all of Illinois and talking to folks in person.
Yes.
Wonderful.
That's something that our politicians never do. So that makes me want to do it extra. That's kind of how I am.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want us to do that? Well, I really want to do it now.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think when people realize that we're everyday people, we're candidates from the working class, and that we care about these things, and we're not corrupted, we're not bought out.
Right.
I think that it'll really resonate with them.
Yes.
I've been a community organizer for many years, and I've worked in many campaigns, door knocking, talking to people in English and Spanish, you know, because there's a lot of Spanish speakers in our area.
Yes.
In a lot of neighborhoods without infrastructure that we call colonias.
Okay.
So I know the power of making connections and talking to people. Democrats spend billions of dollars on stupid things like consultants and
Beyonce.
way back. yeah. But we know how to win. We know that if we run a grassroots campaign, we will win.
Yes, absolutely.
Joe was just on David Rich's show, Let's Talk Lake County, and he's our U.S. Senate candidate. I think he just lost the psychopath vote.
I know. We've lost a few. Hopefully it won't show up in the polls. We are way down with psychopaths. I mean,
I think that's
we've
the
hit rock bottom.
0.1%.
How worrying.
0.1%?
Whatever will we do?
We're after the 99.9%, not the 0.1%.
Yeah, exactly.
And we are thrilled with all of Texas and your candidates in the Green Party. I mean, it's amazing. I know we have others come on, and Greg Stoker, of course, is one of your U.S. House candidates. So that's
yes, we're all very excited about Greg.
Yeah,
I followed what he did with the Semud flotilla. I think it was very brave, and I love it when veterans come out and actually organize against empire.
Yes,
because when they recognize, that they were part of doing great harm, but they still, want to take responsibility and change that, I think is great. We also have another veteran friend of mine, Eddie Espinosa,
yes,
who you all had earlier on.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yes.
And what's he running for?
He's running for Congress in the district right next to mine, in District 34.
Cool.
Against Vicente Gonzalez, who is another right-wing pro-ICE Zionist Democrat.
Wow.
So party labels don't matter. It's the elite against the rest of us. It just
yes, exactly. But yeah, we have a lot of great candidates, and I'm very excited. For our green tsunami.
Yes.
we're spreading it, aren't we? One person at a time. So you said you've been a community organizer for quite a while. Can you talk about what was a really special moment that stands out to you? I am putting you on the spot, so I apologize.
No, it's okay. There's a lot of very special moments. I think one time I volunteered with this group called Lupe, which stands for La Unión del Pueblo Entero. It's LUPE in Spanish, and it was founded by Cesar Chavez, and they do a lot of work getting infrastructure for impoverished people in the colonias, and also a lot of immigration work. And so I think when Judge Hainan in Brownsville tried to strike down DACA and DAPA, we went and we mobilized and we protested outside, and I think that was when I realized, okay, we're a lot of us, we're very powerful, and just talking to people, talking to voters, helping them see that they have a voice and power, because most people don't believe in the political in politics because they don't think anything change will happen,
right.
Or that they can do anything about different things going on. And really we do, but we need to get out of the two-party system, because that has never worked to create any change.
Yep. Yeah, and you need to get to know your neighbor and your community and the groups that are already there doing the work.
Yep.
Because that's where the power lies, is joining together in your community.
Yep.
You
And
as a
absolutely.
person,
Yes.
there is a limit to what you can do because you only have so much time, so much energy. But when you join with other people, you can organize
Together.
very well said.
And as much
Yes,
as I
yes.
love,
And
go ahead, Marlon. I
oh,
was
okay.
just gonna.
Yes, no, I've I've been very proud of my community. We are very passionate about organizing, and we're very intersectional. You know, I've worked with reproductive justice advocates, immigration advocates, LGBT activists, AFT, the teachers union, and so we organize and support each other. Um, I've also worked with the Sierra Club and the South Texas Environmental Justice Network
Okay.
in opposing LNG. Our beach in South Padre Island is the nicest in Texas because we don't have all the horrible petrochemical things that they have in Houston, Galveston, Corpus Christi, but they want to bring that in. And then we've also been organizing against SpaceX, you know, because Elon continuing the history of colonization just came in and you know took the land of the indigenous people of the Estocna people, and you know he blew up rockets, and it's just crazy, you know, how both our federal and state governments under both administrations, I mean both parties have just capitulated to him.
Right. Yep. No, it's so horrible.
He's one of the worst in my opinion.
God.
I mean, he took over Twitter, changed it to X. You know, that alone is just like creepy.
Yeah, no, he's terrible, but I am thankful that I think Elon's opened a lot of people's eyes to the fact that billionaires aren't geniuses.
Right.
They're not gods. They don't have all the answers. I would say they have none of the answers.
You're right.
And you know he's just a very ridiculous person, and unfortunately, like Trump, because they have so much wealth and power, they've hurt so many people, and they continue to do that. And we need to stop them, not only by holding them accountable and taking them off of power, but also by confiscating the huge have accumulated by harming so many people on the planet.
Oh God.
Yeah, they owe restitution for what they've done.
And
here's a regular of ours, Brian Grigsby. I am planting Green Party everywhere when people wonder what to do.
Right.
So thank you.
Right. Thank you.
You're planting the seeds. Go ahead.
Yes. Seeds, Green Party. Nice. and
another thing that I love doing, you know, it is planting seeds. You know, you think my mom, she voted for many years for Democrats, but you know, after years of talking to her, she told me the other day, yeah, we need another party, and I was like, yes. And so I think people should have the uncomfortable conversations.
Right.
Of course, don't let people disrespect you, but I think that the value of planting these seeds is very powerful.
Absolutely. And I want to add just a little more talk about billionaires. This has been quite a week for Bill Gates, and we will see. Does our government have the power to arrest a billionaire? Right. I mean, it is really being exposed. I mean, the criminal activity he's been involved in and his planning how to depopulate through vaccines with Jeffrey Epstein. So let's see. Now, I don't know if folks know that in China, they've actually, I'm against the death penalty, although maybe we're changing.
No.
But I'm only teasing. We're against the death penalty. But they do actually execute billionaires in China. So there is a very different philosophy over in China. And I'm hoping that we have learned now the evils of our billionaires and take some action. At least arrest.
I would say that I told Scott, I think Saturday, the death penalty is too good for them.
Yeah.
They need to be arrested, put in prison, and be stripped of all their wealth and their power.
Yeah.
And that is what they deserve.
There you go.
Yes.
And
No,
of course, of course, I'm against the death penalty. My reason is, well, morality, but also just we have the most horrifically racist court system ever in the history of court systems, the most racist. So there is no way we should have the death penalty because we're putting innocent black men to death.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's horrible. No, I totally agree. I think it's wonderful that, you know, in China they really hold, maybe too much, their corrupt billionaires accountable.
Yeah.
I think definitely we should lock them up and confiscate all their money. Something, you know, if you look at the justice system, rich and powerful people are hardly ever held accountable. But
Right.
even when they are imprisoned, they usually don't lose their wealth.
Right.
And that's a big problem, I think, that we can learn from China,
Yes.
and change that in that way. And I think a lot of people are realizing that what we've been told about China and other countries in the world is our lies, you know,
Total lie.
CIA propaganda.
Mhm.
If you know, people in China, it's not perfect, you know, but they do care more about their people than our government does.
Yes.
They have housing subsidies. They have subsidies to cover utilities.
Yep.
They plan things for the good of people, you know, for the good of the most people.
Right.
They don't really let really rich people do whatever they want.
Mhm.
And obviously, and another thing I think that we can learn from China is that they brought hundreds of millions of people out of poverty, more than any other country ever has, and they did it by defying the Washington Consensus, the neoliberal mass privatization model, by you know, having the state plan things out and have these giant state corporations work for the benefit of the people.
We have so much to learn about China, folks. I mean, every time I hear something, I'm like, what? Like their corporations have state, right? It's half corporation, half state.
Mhm.
The regular corporations are even state controlled on some levels. So we have,
But
we have stuff to learn.
it's a balance. I mean,
Yes.
you wouldn't play a football game without any rules, would you?
Yeah. Right.
You need
That's
a balance
America.
of things. You need controls. You need some regulation, so people don't go run amok, which is what we've allowed to happen in this country.
Right. Complete corporate control. And I want to quickly say, for a really good example this week of how our media is completely compromised. So they tried to push that this whole Epstein thing was a Russia collusion. I mean, it's unreal that they try this crap still. And the AP made this big announcement that there was nothing of substance in the Epstein files. Are you out of your fucking minds?
They are.
They are out of their fucking minds. And I cannot, I mean, the fact that they still think these places are legitimate, the BBC, all of it, they're all illegitimate, folks, all of them. Let go of all mainstream media, folks.
And there's some
They
people
are.
saying that he might not even be dead. He might be living in Israel.
We keep, there's more stuff. What was the latest? We're going to have it on Saturday. Oh, shit.
I don't even know. So we build our show all week, and then Thursday we try to name it, and then Friday we try to trim it down because like the news just keeps coming.
Yeah, no, it's very hard. But I think one the genocide in Palestine, of course, is horrible. But one of the good things that happened because of it is it broke most people's trust in the corporate media.
Yes.
Because we saw every day how much they were lying.
You're like,
and you know, about genocide, you know, they were enabling genocide. So if they do that, how can we trust them with anything else?
Right.
Right. You're looking at your Instagram. There's video, and you're looking at the news, going, "Wait."
Exactly.
Wait. So don't believe your eyes. You know, believe what we tell you.
Yep.
Yeah, George Orwell was ahead of his time for sure.
And I think it's very important, you know, as leftists, that we create our own alternative systems and infrastructure like y'all show. And if we build leftist media, I think more people will turn to us and abandon the lying corporate media. Also with social media, I think I'm trying to wean myself off Meta. It's a little hard. But I'm going to join Upscrolled because I heard that it was started by a Palestinian,
It is. Yes.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about that. And I think little by little, we are building a new world because the old institutions have failed us and they need to go.
100%. And we can't let it collapse without a plan.
Oh, of course not.
We cannot let that happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
that'll be
it might
horrible.
Get worse if we
no. And I'm an optimist. I'm very optimistic. I know that people are waking up. We're raising our consciousness spiritually and politically.
Yes.
And we're building more community, and people are reaching out to each other, and that's the way we defeat empire, is by community care and collective care, and building this strong sense of love and solidarity with each other.
Absolutely. Which is why we're in the Green Party, folks, and that is really truly a serious, coming from a very serious place. That's why we're in the Green Party, because as we've learned from Green Livestream, all of our guests, including Marlon, have just been the most incredible folks, and it's so inspiring to be here. I'm telling you, folks, if you're not in the Green Party, it's a really inspiring place to be. It just you're right, it gives you hope. It really does.
Join us.
And I want to encourage everyone to please like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell, and tell all your friends or strangers on the street. No, I'm just kidding.
No, do it.
And
get great live stream. Yeah.
No, I'm just talking as an extroverted community organizer.
There you go.
Me too. I've been organizing for about 10 years. I've been through the gamut of Democrats and other third parties, and I found myself here, and this is the happiest I've ever been.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm actually getting some real work done. And the structure is there. Jill was on the ballot for 95% of the voting public.
Yes.
And I would also say that when Green Party breaks into DC, we're not going to close the door behind us, because we believe that other parties have something to say too, just not the ones we have now, because they take corporate money, super PAC money, APAC money. Like Anthony says, they're compromised. They will never change. They're beyond saving. So we need to replace them with working class servants of the people.
Yeah. And one of the propaganda lies that Democrats love to spew is that third parties are a wasted vote, but that's not true. That's the only way we will change things is with independent and third party candidates.
Yeah.
And the real wasted vote, I would say, is voting Democrat, because get worse and worse.
They do get worse, without a doubt. Yep. No.
Yeah, a third party vote is pressure from the outside that will make them fall in line with us at some point.
And if you vote Democrat, you are really throwing away your vote.
Yes.
And voting for fascism, for the continuation of fascism.
Right. And genocide. I mean, I had a meme that I did early on in the 2024. It's like, when lesser evil is genocide, you better rethink your strategy here, folks. I mean, I don't know.
Right?
Really? That's lesser evil.
Right. Yeah. And kind of a side note, I mean, we have a little time left. I guess we can throw this in. I've been watching the Walk for Peace, and the monks that they hit DC yesterday. They're still there.
Okay.
It is incredibly inspiring, and you wouldn't think it's the connection they have with the people. And once they hit DC, all the they're protecting them, and the cops are doing a divider between the people and them. But what's been amazing is they're walking through these towns, and the people just give them flowers and just start bawling because they want it so bad. It's like it breaks open their the shield around their heart. you know, they see what love looks like in person.
Right.
You
Right.
know, and it's been really beautiful. But one thing that I don't recall their names. The head guy that's been walking in the lead said that, you know, peace begins with us. And he said one strategy, he asked us to do this, and I did it this morning, and I thought it was very helpful. When you wake up, don't touch your phone. Everyone does, right?
I
You do.
completely agree. I completely agree.
And get up, make your bed, go do your necessary, come out, and then get a piece of paper and write down, um, uh, today will be my peaceful day,
Good.
and then read it to yourself out loud a few
Nice.
times, and it kind of works.
Okay. And how many minutes until I can start doom scrolling?
Well, I set myself on a 2-hour timer. I had
Okay.
my
Okay. All right.
breakfast, and I watched one of my favorite. I'm a Star Trek fan, so I'm
Okay.
rewatching Star Trek Next Generation
Next
again,
Generation was the best. That show. Whew.
because I
Yeah.
think it soothes my. You know, things could be better.
Things will be better, and
Yeah.
I love Star Trek because they have a socialist future,
Yes.
and we're multicultural, interplanetary, and yeah, I think we need hope, and
Mhm.
I think we, you know, talking about the monks,
Mhm.
I think we need to organize spiritually, and you know, set intentions, and you know, send energies. I don't know how many of your viewers believe in woo-woo things, but I want to say the other side does,
Yeah.
and they've done crazy things. So I think we need to do the same. Not harm people, but you know, we need to put our intentions out there into the universe,
Yeah.
and use our intuition when we organize. And that's something that I've been very interested in doing too.
That's interesting. I love this show. I tell you, because so many ideas like fly up, and I'm like, oh my god, organized spirituality. I mean, that's so interesting because I have a person in my family who's a Christian MAGA, and it's really interesting to hear them try to twist pretzel logic into how somehow Christians support Trump. And it's like, wow, we need some actual spiritual organizing, because I mean, I I really feel like I come from a point of morality all the time. All the time. My issues are all about morality, right? Because we got to stop this evil out there.
Mhm.
So I think that's an excellent idea in organizing spirituality. That's definitely what we need to be doing too.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh, I was just going to say there's a lot of people have told me, and I think there is a lot of truth to it, that what you focus on, you're actually putting energy into. So
Okay.
focus on the things you want
Yes.
instead of things you don't want. There's like lots of
Yes.
different, it's in a bunch of different religions and even non-religion aspects of, our society.
Yeah.
And self-care is part of that. So if
Yes.
you need an hour in the morning just to make yourself okay, take it, because you have to be strong for the fight.
Yes.
Exactly. And I think, you know, with the Epstein files, I was reading an article about in court cases, you know, they really that are very difficult, that deal with very gruesome things.
Mhm.
They release the evidence very carefully and slowly.
Mm.
Hmm.
Okay.
But with the Epstein files, they've dropped so many of them at once, you know, without context, to traumatize us.
Yeah.
You know, because you think, okay, I have to look through it. I have to, but we need to take responsibility for our well-being and our mental health, and ground ourselves.
Mhm.
Because if they get us off balance, you know, we're not as strong. And
Mhm.
you know, we
Mhm.
need to, like you said, put out good energies.
Mhm.
And put our
Absolutely.
efforts and our energies more into the things that we want than the things we don't want. Doesn't mean
Yes.
don't be aware, doesn't mean don't acknowledge, doesn't mean like, make sure to expose them for who they are.
Yeah.
But do the most of your work towards building what you want.
Exactly.
No, that's a great reason why we're in the Green Party, right?
Yeah.
The Green Party is building, I
Yep.
mean, we'll talk about a lot of destruction on this show, but Green Party's building.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
always try to end it on a positive note.
Yes.
Sorry, I was smiling a while ago because Brian was cracking me up.
Oh.
Lose my phone for days and do not make my bed because so many have made their beds.
And going back to what you said, Scott, a little earlier, Jesus was a socialist,
right?
And he was a radical,
Yep.
And the right can't justify it. They have to lie to themselves. Yeah. But I think it would be very powerful if we organized and tried to people get out to vote, using our traditions, and pointing to how Democrats and Republicans don't love their neighbors themselves, and they don't believe in mercy, they don't believe in solidarity, or a lot of these things that Jesus talked about. And so I think if we plant those seeds in people's minds, it'll also help galvanize them.
Yes, absolutely. No, I mean, I remember growing up in church thinking, wow, Jesus is the coolest, but what is all this crap around me? And of course, the Vatican is in the Epstein files, right? I mean, hello.
So the Scott knows this. The one that got me recently is because Courtney Love, I don't know if you were a grunge fan at all, was found to be in the Epstein files, and when she married him, I was suspicious, and then not because I had a crush on Kurt, I just loved him as an artist.
Yeah,
loved him as an artist, and you could just tell she was just like leeching onto him. And then to find out everything she did after he died, and now there's suspicious circumstances with him and with the lead singer of Linkin Park, and my all-time favorite, Chris Cornell from Soundgarden.
Right.
I think they were murdered.
Yeah.
Because they were going to expose this child sex ring that's been going on in Hollywood and the music industry.
Yep.
And there's a picture of Courtney standing with Kurt's daughter. She looks all of about maybe 11 or 12.
Okay.
With Prince William.
Yeah.
Standing there talking, and he's got a pen and paper like.
There's an interview. I think we'll try to cover Saturday. And again, we just have to put this stuff out, and hopefully there'll be some court cases and stuff will come. In fact, one pilot, I don't remember which country, a pilot was arrested yesterday.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
He was on the plane. They pulled him off the plane because
in Brazil, right?
Brazil, right.
Yeah.
Because he was taking children to Epstein Island.
Well, let's I get it. Yeah. He's in trouble, but get the people that hired him. Please.
Right. Of course. No, I know, but it's, step one. Absolutely.
But,
and I also just want to add it very quickly for our show Saturday. There's a guy that interviewed a punk rock drummer that said what's her face?
Courtney
Love offered him big bucks to shoot Kurt.
Oh my God.
And it was from years ago. And the guy ended up being hit by a train. But the video just came out, and he's like a punk rock. If it was just some crazy guy, okay. But he was a punk rock drummer with connections to that world, right?
Somebody that could get close.
And that, was part of that scene. So
sorry.
Whoa.
Yeah, no. And it's disconcerting, how other countries, Brazil, Poland, are really pursuing justice, but our government is not. And it's not only protect murderers, but it's headed by like the main guy, Donald Trump.
Right.
So it's just, but I know that the people together organizing, keeping on fighting, we will tear this all down.
Yes, absolutely.
Non-violently.
Yeah. The courts are not going to do it until we have good people as judges.
Right. Yes.
The Supreme Court is trash at this point, in my opinion.
I mean, the names are coming
They
up in
are.
the Epstein files. Lots of them.
They have
Oh
no
my God.
legitimacy.
Oh my God.
They're terrible. And the thing is, that Scott and Edie, that the Democrats had 2 years. They had control of both houses of Congress. They had the presidency. They could have and they should have packed and expanded the courts. But they didn't do that, because they don't really care about people.
They don't. No.
They don't care about our rights. They don't care about freedom or democracy. They were, and if we reelect Democrats, the same thing is going to happen.
And where did the Epstein files start for everyone? John Podesta's email.
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton's campaign manager, folks. So this comes straight from the Democratic Party world, straight from it.
Yep.
And it was Seth Rich who exposed Julian Assange, and they murdered Seth Rich, and they tried to murder Julian Assange.
They tortured that guy.
Yeah, they tortured him, and there was an attempt by one of our politicians, I forget, to murder him. So yeah,
I just wanted to put this up. What's up, Brian? Really appreciate that. Love grunge. My journey folk to grunge and points between. I believe they kill rock stars. Anthony Bourdain was also
right. Anthony Bourdain. Yep, his name is now popping up. So many people are now they're re-questioning what happened. Absolutely, so many people now. It's unbelievable.
There's something about killing, creative people that hurts on a different level.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't explain.
No, I totally agree with you. Yeah, Kurt Cobain.
I loved music. Was one of my first memories. Yeah. So as a kid, like 3.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would sit there with my little turntable and play Monkees records and what's on the B-side?
Yeah, I used to play my mom's old 45s.
Oh God,
from the 50s.
Oh my God.
Heaven.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, no.
Vinyl. Vinyl, because vinyl's bad, baby.
Okay. Been around, and it had a needle, and I never understood. I never understood that science. How the hell does a needle go around on a stupid little black disc and make music? I never got it.
But
on social media, I saw this meme recently that said, "Did you millennials used to burn CDs?" And they meant like in a fire, like some sort of witchcraft.
Oh my God, that's perfect.
It's not like burning.
So I every generation.
Oh my God, that's a good one.
That means copy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, they burned Beatles records, but those were vinyl.
Yeah.
Remember when they burned all the Beatles records?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
John
Lennon was complaining about being bigger than Jesus. He
was
complaining.
Right. He was complaining. Guys.
But Americans.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important to maintain humor during these dark times.
Yep.
And find levity, because that's the only thing it'll get us through. And think the exposing of what's happening, the unveiling of it, it's very difficult, but it's necessary. In order to heal, you need to get all the gunk out of the wound before it can heal, and we need to do the same thing right now.
Yeah, great analogy.
Well said, Marlon.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And now,
Age of Aquarius is right around the corner.
There you go.
Yes. And did you all know the word apocalypse? It doesn't mean the end of the world. It means the unveiling of what was hidden. So
really?
Yeah. So we are in an apocalypse.
Okay.
But people won't die. It won't be bloody. Like, don't worry. Like,
well, if Bill Gates had his way.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happened in the Black Plague.
Okay.
I mean, it create. I can't think. Didn't it create the Enlightenment because the population shrank?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And it gave workers more power and more rights.
Because so maybe they didn't think this through.
They never do. They're
no,
they're
they
not
definitely
geniuses.
don't. No, they're not. They are totally.
Well,
not. And
It's
do we
801.
do we have a where can we help folks find your campaign?
Oh,
Like
hang
where's
on.
your social media and um
So anything that you want to put in our private chat, we will share in the comments. I already put your donor box in there, so please, 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 donate to Marlon
and where can they find you? What's your best
Oh
social
yes,
medias?
so we are on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X at Marlon, the number 4, TX.
TX.
Yeah, so we have the same handle in all of our social media, so they can go there.
Great.
Or they can also go to marlonduran.com. But like I said, the donor box, if people want to donate, that would really help us
Yes.
with the resources to organize to win.
Absolutely.
organizing to win. I love it.
Yes, yes. Please help Marlon's campaign, everybody. Please donate.
And tune in on Saturday for News of the Week. It's gonna be a doozy.
Oh boy. Oh my God.
Yeah. So I might cry a little.
I know.
I might be
okay.
got to it.
I cried last Saturday. I was so embarrassed, but oh well. This stuff gets to
That's
me.
why we are where we are, because we literally do actually care and we're not afraid to show it.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
yeah, I laugh and cry almost every day.
There you go.
just depends on the day. So
Oh, but thank you, Marlon, so much for coming on. Oh my God.
Thank you all so much for having me.
Yeah.
And it's important, that we feel our feelings. Some society has taught us that we shouldn't, but it's very important for our health and for the healing of our world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well said.
Thank you. Yep.
Well said. And if you want to stick around a couple after, we'll be here.
And thanks everybody for checking in, and please subscribe. We would love that.
We keep building, even though we quit. We keep forgetting to remind people to subscribe. But
yes.
Yeah, we're cruising towards 700.
Yeah.
Pretty soon. I think once we get to 1,000, it's going to start getting exponential.
There you go.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, have a good night. Peace and free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine. Si se puede.
An uprising, we're rising up. It's an uprising, we're rising up. It's an uprising. Fight the power. It's an uprising.